Usually, this is where we do a cold open. But today I am a cold open. My soul is freezing. Freezing! After my favorite players ripped away, traded to the Rams, Von Miller. I miss you. Welcome back to Odd Man Sports, a show about sports, odds, as well as odd things in sports. I am your fearless host, Brandon Perna.
Let's go, Brandon!
No. Shh. With the amount of subscribers here, I really cannot afford to be politically divisive in any way at all. Speaking of which, please take a moment to subscribe to this show if you haven't already, as well as my other show, that's Good Sports. On today's show, I'll tell you who benefits most from Derrick Henry's injury. I'll look at a fringe benefit of the Steelers losing their kicker, and I'll give the benefit of the doubt to septuagenarian basketball historian Bob Ryan, who thinks this is how you pronounce Giannis's last name.
It's Taquambo.
One more try.
It's Taquambo.
Nailed it, Bob. Nailed it. All right, let's start with Dinks and Dunks. Week 8 was another monster week for the underdogs, with 9 covering the spread, including 7 winning straight up. This week also kicks off Movember, which means another year of me cashing in on my annual 100-to-1 bet that Tom Brady won't support men's health by growing a mustache. There's just no way a good stash can grow through all of that Botox. The NFL's best mustache, as far as I'm concerned, belongs to Mike Vrabel, whose Titans on Sunday beat Indianapolis on a last-second Randy Bullock field goal. My favorite part was the reaction from the Colts mascot as the ball sailed through the uprights. This was the most grieving I've seen from a mascot since the funeral for Rocky, the Nuggets mascot, who passed away in this unfortunate halftime incident. That is no way to go. R.I.P., Rocky. Now the Titans are 6-2, and if the season ended today, they'd be the AFC's #1 seed. Of course, back in 2019, Vrabel famously said he would cut off his own penis in return for a Super Bowl. But that seems unlikely with Derrick Henry shelved indefinitely. But before undergoing foot surgery on Tuesday, Derrick Henry had an inspirational message for his teammates who want to see their coach lop it off, saying, "Win one for the zipper." As for their plan to fill the Derrick Henry void, the Titans signed punishing running back Adrian Peterson. And by punishing, I mean, you better clean up your room punishing. Because I don't think linebackers at this point are too worried about a 36-year-old AP. Looking ahead to week 9, it's a Super Bowl rematch week with Chiefs versus Packers, a rematch of Super Bowl I, Cowboys Broncos, a rematch of Super Bowl 12, Titans Rams, Super Bowl 34, and Patriots Panthers, Super Bowl 38. A game best remembered for a shocking display of exposed nipples. Is there anything Bill Belichick can't do with a pair of scissors and a sweatshirt? According to a report, John Gruden is said to be considering suing Roger Goodell and the NFL over the leaked email scandal that exposed, among other things, past homophobic comments from the ex-Raiders coach. But in an attempt to show solidarity with the LGBT community, Gruden has partnered with a new dating app for gay NFL players. And while this may seem like an unlikely partnership, Gruden says he's always been a proponent of helmet-to-helmet contact. In NBA news, LeBron James was joined at the Staples Center by a lookalike that many called Future LeBron. And yet, there was almost no pickup when the same thing happened to the Cavaliers point guard Ricky Rubio. Former Chicago Bulls center Joakim Noah appeared on the Low Post podcast and had some interesting comments about former teammate Derrick Rose.
When I found out that Derrick tore his ACL, I had the same feeling of when I saw the plane hit the tower.
These 9/11 comments unsurprisingly raised eyebrows around the league. But in Noah's defense, Rose's injury, much like the towers, showed structural damage that didn't make sense based on the impact. And finally, in MLB news, PETA is encouraging Major League Baseball to change the term bullpen because it's derogatory to bulls. The animal rights group suggested the term arm barn, which isn't bad, but I have an even better name for the bullpen. David Cohn's House of Masturbation. Money talks. This week, the NAACP issued an open letter urging athletes to consider not signing contracts with professional teams in Texas in response to the state's abortion laws.
Today, the NAACP is calling on professional athletes to stay away from Texas teams. The organization argues the Lone Star State is no longer safe for women or the Black community. Said
Houston Texans general manager Nick Caserio, this is the one reason why no player wants to sign here now. Will the NAACP's plea have any effect? I'm not so sure, because while most pro athletes are probably pro-choice, they're also pro-strip club, which is part of what makes Texas so appealing. That and the no state income tax. So you're saying, I'll make millions, but I'll have to drive my girlfriend to Oklahoma for an abortion? Well, put it there, partner. Consider me a Dallas Cowboy for life. Of course, it's only a matter of time before college athletes are also urged to sign elsewhere, which is why the University of Texas football team is proactively showing support for women's reproductive rights on their helmets. Now, who is to gain from this latest political dust-up? Well, after Major League Baseball moved the 2021 All-Star Game from Atlanta to Denver due to restrictive Georgia voting laws, this guy got to go to the game. So I'm calling on Dak Prescott, Luka Doncic, Carlos Correa, and all the other good Texas players not named Deshaun Watson to do the right thing. Tear up your contracts and sign with Colorado teams. What we may lack in strip clubs here in Colorado, we make up for with really, really good weed and fair prices on used Subarus. Odd man out. It's official. After last week's games, the 2-win New York Jets have way more optimism around their team than the 2-win New York Giants. And that is largely due to one man. In his first start, Mike White had a career day throwing for over 400 yards in a win over the Bengals. And late in the fourth quarter, after catching a trick play 2-point conversion, this happened.
Mike White! Mike White!
Now, I have to admit, I found this refreshing, seeing Jets fans happy, but also seeing White supporters chanting without tiki torches. So, does the Jets' no-name backup have a chance to be the team's quarterback of the future? For an answer to that, let's look at his past. A 5th-round pick by the Dallas Cowboys in 2018, White actually beat Dak in a different kind of QB competition, seeing who could hit the crossbar first. After the Cowboys cut White and the Jets signed him to back up Zach Wilson, very little attention was paid to the guy with the most generic name in the NFL, but players in the locker room, like running back Ty Johnson, were paying attention.
He's a savage, he's a dog, he's an animal. It's Mike Effing White, all right? Like, let's put it to bed, it's Mike Effing White.
Not since Jesus effing Christ have I heard a more perfect nickname. In fact, to make sure the nickname Mike Effing White sticks, Every time I say it wrong, I'm going to put $1 in a no swear jar. And I'm calling on all media members to do the same. And while the name change may cause some trouble in Bristol, it can't go worse than this.
Were I to change my name legally to Mike White, Rex, do you think it would have a deleterious impact on my career?
No, yes it will, because I will not want to come on this show and call you Whitey. Hey, Whitey, listen, this is what I learned.
So does Mike Effing White have a chance to win the job? Based on Robert Saleh's expletive-filled post-game speech? Sure seems so.
Guys, y'all fought your asses off. That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. I just got one game ball. 405 yards passing, 3 touchdowns.
Here's the reality. Your quarterback should represent the character of the city. Zach Wilson, pretty boy, Mormon, rich kid who wears a promise ring and whose uncle literally owns JetBlue was never gonna be a great fit with the Jets gangrene. And as a reminder, this is how they swear at Wilson's alma mater, BYU.
What is your favorite swear word?
I say frick.
You say frick.
Or glory gracious. Shoot.
Shoot.
I say shoot.
Dang. Dang it.
Ding.
Fudge.
Fudge.
Yeah.
Fudge. I like fudge.
The New York effing Jets have finally found their effing quarterback of the effing future, and his name is Mike effing White. All right, that's it for today. Hopefully White doesn't stink it up against the Colts on Thursday night, because that would make this whole segment pretty effing dumb. See you next week, mother effers.